start with the okay, so the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so I think everyone has joined except one student. Okay, I think we can start. So if you remember, yesterday we had done this topic of basic elements in closed loop control system. We have understood that part, and then further, what is the basic elements of a digital control system? Okay, so basically we see that a microcontroller is the basic part of the digital control system, and to a normal control system, the additional part is the addition of ADC and DAC to the digital controller and the comparison element. So it whole constitutes a microcontroller based system. Okay, then we have seen an example of sequential control, how one of the application of control unit is to control a sequential operation. Okay, so anything happening in sequence can be controlled through a control unit. That was one of the application of the control unit. Okay, or a control system. So either we can control the sequence through a clock where one sequence will go on or one operation will go on and the other operation will start in a sequence after a given time period. That was one thing. Or you can do a thing that if one process completes, then it will trigger the next process. That is another type of system which can be applicable to a sequential control. Okay. So after that, we have done the programmable logic controller. So it is again a control unit or a control system which is employing logical gates for controlling a sequence of operations. So it is a digital control system or a digital closed loop control system which works on logical gates. Okay, so we have seen that in comparison to the other microcontrollers, the PLC has the advantage that it is a little bit less complicated, so easy to use, easy to reprogram, and very simple connections can be joined with the use of PLC. So if you want to do an automation of a where number of systems or number of machines employed are limited, there you can use a PLC, because PLC will comparatively cost less as compared to the other microcontrollers. Okay, and it is very easy to understand and you can reprogram it in a very easy way. So when you will study the ladder programming through which we program a PLC, you will see that programming is much easier rather than programming a microcontroller where you will be employing some C language or related computer languages, and a software would be required for that part. Hai na? For PLC programming also you require a separate software employing the ladder programming. For programming another type of microcontroller or microprocessors also you require C programming, which will actually be requiring a software. Okay, so PLC has number of advantages and it has number of parts. इसको डिटेल में हम आपका एक इसका separate chapter है that we will be taking up in the last. Okay, for here we will just have a brief introduction to the PLC. Okay, so another brief introduction to a system called SCADA. SCADA is supervisory control and data acquisition. So now if you see over here, the word supervisory control, have you heard this word earlier also? Or is it the first time you are hearing it? Supervisory control. Yes, Balraj. Balraj, you are here now today. You were not present yesterday also, and day before yesterday you were not present. Is there any reason for that? Anji Balraj.
Yes, sir.
Haji, why were you not present for the previous 2 days?
Sir, actually, I was having fever.
Okay. Now feeling okay? Feeling better?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good,
sir.
good. चलो ठीक है. So have you heard of this supervisory control word in any of the previous lectures, or you are hearing it for the first time?
Sir, actually, I have not attended earlier lecture. I am hearing it first time.
Okay, no problem. Anybody else? Rajan, you want to tell something about supervisory control? Have you heard this word before in this chapter or anywhere else?
No, sir, not supervisory control, but sir, data acquisition we have heard.
Data acquisition that you have studied, that is basically the part of another system which we have already studied, hai na? You acquire the data and you
Yes, sir.
do. Okay. Yes, anybody else? Anybody can tell me? Have you heard of the word supervisory control? No? Okay, no problem. So if I will just go to the fourth slide, where we have studied industrial automation levels and pyramids. This was the important topic which I think I have spent almost complete lecture on this and try to make you understand it in a very good manner. And I also have given you one task related to this, if you remember. So the presentation related to that task is due for tomorrow, if you remember. मैंने आपको कहा हुआ है कल का, you need to decide for a process or for a machine which is going through this whole pyramid. So you have to decide and elaborate that process for these different levels of the industrial automation. How these different level of automation are applicable to that product or that industry. तो मैंने आपको एक टास्क दिया है, किया किसी ने वो? Have you undergone that task or you have just left it like that only? Because that will constitute of your first assignment also. If you will go and check your Google Classroom page, there I have made one submission folder in which the due date is for yesterday. Oh, sorry, it is, I think, Wednesday. Yeah, it has been kept for tomorrow, that you need to submit it by tomorrow. So what was the task? You have to decide a particular process or any industry also undergoing some process, where you will be discussing how these different levels of automation are implemented to that industry. It may be a automotive industry, it may be a textile industry, or it may be some process itself, quality control process, manufacturing process, production process. Okay. So you were to do or complete that task by tomorrow. So please go through that. I want you to be ready with that task tomorrow. Okay. We will discuss it in the lecture. Okay. So if you see in this particular pyramid, the third level over here, it is the supervisory control. So this is the one thing which is there in SCADA. So SCADA is nothing but supervisory control and data acquisition system. Okay. So first level is sensor and transducer, and the second level, which constitutes of your automatic control system. So this automatic control system is further controlled by a supervisory control. So it is a level up the supervisory control. Now, how the supervisory control is working? There is one very popular and important system used in the industries, that is SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition. So what is happening? You are taking care of each and every machine also, as well as you are acquiring the data for the same. अगर हम पिरामिड्स की बात करें तो उसका क्या मतलब था कि हर मशीन के साथ या हर प्रोसेस के साथ एक इंडिविजुअल सेंसर और ट्रांसड्यूसर लगा हुआ है जो आपको इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड कर रहा है. तो उस सभी सिस्टम्स को अगर आप कंबाइन करके एक कंट्रोल सिस्टम बना लें, which is controlling each and every machine in a combined form, that will be called an automatic control system. Okay, so automatic control system will control the number of processes in a single machine or number of machines, and the various automatic control systems will be then monitored by using a supervisory control system. So supervisory control का word ही आ रहा है supervision. The first word is supervision. So that means you need to take, or you need to supervise the process if the process is happening as desired or not. If it is not happening as desired, you need to make the required changes in the system. Okay, so that is what the supervisory control word means. Supervisory control means checking all the automatic control systems which are combined to each other to check whether they are working in a proper manner or not, and whatever targets you have set, are they for completing those targets or they are lacking in it. If there is something happening, some you can say if there is some failure occurring, some machine has come to an halt due to some technical fault. Okay, so you need to check it. The supervisory control system will give you a signal and you will need to check it. Okay, that means you are taking you are undergoing the supervision process for the whole process occurring in the industry. Okay, तो आपकी जो भी प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस हो रही है आप उसको सुपरवाइज कर रहे हो, तो इसमें ह्यूमन की इंटरफियरेंस है जो वो बढ़ जाती है. That is why as we go upwards in the pyramid, the human intervention or human human intervention increases, keeps on increasing. तो इसमें नीचे के दो लेवल से ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन ज्यादा रहेगी, क्योंकि यहाँ पे अगर कोई आपका ब्रेकडाउन आ जाता है या कोई आपका प्रोसेस प्रॉपरली काम नहीं कर रही, तो उसके रिगार्डिंग whatever decision needs to be made, that has to be made by the humans itself. Okay, that is why it is at the higher level. डाटा एक्विजिशन इसमें क्या आ गया स्काडा में? अब आपने प्रोसेस को सुपरवाइज कर लिया, तो उसका साथ साथ में आपका जो डेटा होगा, डेटा विल बी जनरेटेड एज वेल एज डेटा विल बी स्टोर्ड. ठीक है, आपके सिस्टम में वो डेटा हार्ड डिस्क में या कहीं भी वो डेटा स्टोर भी होता जाएगा, और उसका साथ में ग्राफिकल आपको आउटपुट भी मिलता जाएगा कि पहले घंटे में ऐसा था, दूसरे घंटे में ऐसा था. फिर उस एक घंटे के डेटा को हम मंथली बेसिस पे भी स्टडी कर सकते हैं. So it will be a very long term data also, which will forecast that what will be the upcoming production levels for the next months and what overall achievement or total production achievement you have attained in the given month. ठीक है, तो कहने का मतलब है कि वो जो आप सुपरवाइज कर रहे हो जब किसी प्रोसेस को, तो उससे रिलेटेड बहुत बड़ा जो डेटा होगा, that is being generated as well as collected in the given system. Okay, so that is also part of SCADA, or we can say. So a SCADA is an industrial computer based control system used to acquire real time data to keep the track, monitor and control the industrial equipment at the supervisory level. Okay, so all the points which I have discussed, so it will collect the data, it will process it, it will keep track it, and do necessary changes required for smooth functioning of the industry. So it consists of a software and hardware as well as some protocols. So that means it is a computer based system which is having software also involved, hardware involved, as well as protocols. So software क्या होगा? Software will be some data acquisition software where your data is collected and processed real time. तो अगर आप एग्जांपल ले, एक्सेल जैसे सॉफ्टवेयर है, एक एक्सेल शीट पे आपने कुछ वैल्यूज इनपुट कर दी तो वो अपने आप एड अप होके ग्राफिकली आपको शो कर रही है रिजल्ट्स. Such type of more advanced software would be utilized, and hardware will be number of computers as well as number of sensors and actuators which are there. And protocol means some networking protocols which will help control the machine from single unit to, which will control the system from a single unit to a number of control units. So number of automatic control units would be controlled by a single control unit following some networking protocols. So this is what is called a protocol. So here simple SCADA system is shown where this is the control room having number of monitors placed over here, where all the data of all the machines and systems working in the industry are being shown to the humans. So this is the human machine interface. So this is the interface where you will get all the details on the monitors or the screens. Okay. So you have seen number of cameras or other systems installed on the highways where all the traffic flowing or whatever accidents occurring, people following the traffic rules or not, all that data comes real time to the control room where some person is sitting and monitoring all the data. Such type of acquisition system is also used in the industries where number of equipment which are working, their data related to the you can say the health of the machines, okay, the flow rate of the parts onto the conveyors, the movement of one part to the other part, although that data, it is directly sent to the monitors real time. Okay, so you see this is a SCADA server which is connected to the plant where actual manufacturing is taking place, and another sensor which is transmitting the data through some wireless network which is further connected to the SCADA server. SCADA आपको जो data देगा real time on a human machine interface, but it is further connected to some control unit, automatic control unit like a PLC, and this PLC is further controlled to link to number of sensors. Here also this is a wireless networking system. So you see SCADA is connected to a networking system also. This is the networking system, and it is also connected to automatic control system, which is the second level of, called the first level, but it is at the second level because level 1 is called level 0. So this is automatic control. Automatic control is a PLC is automatic control which is acquiring data or controlling number of sensors. ठीक है, PLC number of sensors को control कर रहा है, तो PLC को हम किस category में डालेंगे? This will be called an automatic control system. So SCADA controlling different automatic control systems through internet. So this is the SCADA server. The data is sent to the human machine interface. Okay. So it has different types as per the industry domains. So SCADA का जो architecture हो सकता है, it may be different for different type of industries. Okay. So next is SCADA and human machine interface functionality, how they work. Okay. So you see, if SCADA software is running over here, so it will be connected to number of things. So it will be having some interface using some operating system like Windows, from where it will process the data through microcontroller and generate some scripts. It will also generate some reports, and it will also generate some archives. Archives means some historical data which can be stored, as well as it will give you real-time data where this red, blue, yellow shaded values will be generated, and the color coding will demonstrate that how critical the data is for a given process. Okay. And moreover, this SCADA is directly connected to the process which is happening. That is some manufacturing process which is occurring. So you see, SCADA or a supervisory control system has everything in it. It is connected to the manufacturing process also. It is generating some database also, and giving you reports also, storing the data, giving you critical data information through messages. Everything is going on using the SCADA. So you can just sit on this, and through this particular system, you can control each and everything in the whole factory premises. This is what is happening. Okay. So this SCADA itself is a very vast subject and topic, and it is like a complete subject itself. Okay. So which the industries implement. So number of industries give the training also in SCADA, and the automation engineers, they follow the software for implementation of automation in the industry. तो जिसको SCADA की proper knowledge है, वो automation engineers industries में automations भी करते हैं. So it is a very vast subject. So we will not be covering each and everything. We just wanted to have an overview of this topic. Okay. So with this, it has completed. This topic has completed. So next topic is control system based on source and supply. So I just want to say that for today's lecture, we will just end the lecture here. I have a meeting at 3 o'clock. So I am unable to continue with you guys. Thank you very much. So I hope everything is understood till this topic SCADA. Have you understood that part, or you want to ask something?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I just want to ask that kindly complete your first assignment and prepare a 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 slide PPT, so that just take any topic from the internet and discuss various levels of automation connected to that particular product or process. So we will discuss that in the next lecture. Okay. So kindly come up with that. Thank you very much.